Right now on Good Morning America First Look, the horrific stabbing at a high school. Multiple students injured, at least 4 taken to the hospital. What authorities are now saying.
How high can they go? Drivers already struggling with the highest gas prices in years brace for even more pain at the pump. What experts are saying about how high they could go and when they could fall.
The bombshell new report from the New York Times. Did Jeffrey Epstein have a suicide note that's been under wraps for 7 years?
New details on the alleged attempt on the president's life. What officials are now saying about the Secret Service member hit by gunfire.
Plus, caught on camera. What authorities are saying led to this house explosion.
Tempers flare during the NBA playoffs, fights breaking out at multiple games as one team pulls off a record-breaking win.
And message delivered, the lengths one man took to ensure packages always make it to his front door.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hanna Battah.
And I'm Rena Roy, in for Sophie. We begin with the aftermath of that high school stabbing attack in the Northwest.
There are no classes today at Foss High School in Tacoma, Washington, after 5 people were injured. The suspect is now being held on 5 counts of first-degree assault.
This morning, an investigation is underway after 5 people were injured during a stabbing at Washington State High School.
We're being met with police. We're entering the cafeteria now.
911 receiving a call around 1:30 Thursday afternoon, reporting a fight or possible stabbing. The school going into lockdown. Police arriving at Foss High School in Tacoma to find 4 students and a security guard injured. The suspect, a student, was also hurt. All 6 had cuts or stab wounds.
And we've got 2 patients going St. Joe's. St. Joe's is now closed.
4 were rushed to nearby hospitals in critical condition, but are now stable. The lockdown was lifted after about an hour. Outside the school, students reunited with their parents.
As a mom, I know how terrifying that could feel, but I would say that, we were here quick and we were able to locate the individual. The school worked with us and everything was secured pretty quickly.
Investigators say they don't know what led to the altercation.
Violence comes in all forms, and unfortunately today it was this. None of it is okay, and it's not accepted in our schools.
The district says school will reopen Monday with counselors and extra staff on hand.
The New York Times is reporting that Jeffrey Epstein may have written a suicide note before he killed himself in jail. Epstein's former cellmate Nicholas Tartaglione tells the Times the note was found inside a book after Epstein's first suicide attempt in July of 2019, and it's now sealed as part of Tartaglione's criminal case. Sources tell ABC News federal prosecutors in New York who charged Epstein with sex trafficking minors did not know about the note, but it appears to be referenced in a document in the Epstein files.
The man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump will remain behind bars as he awaits trial. This is new surveillance video from the night of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The head of the Secret Service told Fox News Cole Allen shot a Secret Service officer at point-blank range as he ran toward the ballroom at the Washington Hilton. Authorities saying there is no evidence it was friendly fire. They're awaiting ballistics test results on the vest that saved the officer's life.
Now to the soaring gas prices across the country, driven up by the war in Iran. Americans are struggling to fill their tanks, and they're now bracing for prices to surge across the board.
I've never paid this much for gas in my entire life.
This morning, the ongoing war in Iran pushing gas prices to levels not seen in years, and experts say it could go much higher. Drivers are now paying an average of $4.41 a gallon, up from just under $3 at the start of the war. Americans across the country feeling the impacts.
I cut down on groceries a little bit. Yeah, because gas is just more of an expense now. I used to not think about it.
I choose not to drive as much. It's costly. So I usually take my scooter, take public transportation.
Diesel fuel used by trucks to move goods across the country now averaging nearly $5.50 a gallon. Experts say this could drive up the cost of everyday items as Americans continue to grapple with inflation.
Roughly 20 million barrels of oil pass through the Strait of Hormuz every day, and with the waterway still shut down, oil hit a wartime peak Thursday of more than $126 a barrel.
If the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked or significantly impeded, we could see the national average pushing closer to $4.75 or even that $5 a gallon mark by Memorial Day.
The nation's highest prices are in California, where gas now averages $6 a gallon and even more at some stations.
I'm not spending anything else on anything. It's all going to gas.
The president predicting relief will come once the war ends.
Gas will go down. As soon as the war's over, it'll drop like a rock.
But analysts say that could take some time.
We are getting into territory where even if the strait does reopen, it could be beyond a year for gas prices to fully normalize back to their pre-war levels.
In some areas, public transit systems are reporting an uptick in bus ridership as drivers look for a way to cut costs.
Louisiana's primary elections have been suspended following the Supreme Court ruling that weakened the Voting Rights Act. The Republican governor wants to redraw their congressional map to exclude a majority black district struck down by justices. Now a lawsuit has been filed aimed at forcing the state to move forward with the primaries. And President Trump says the governor of Tennessee has also agreed to redraw that state's congressional map. President Trump has signed a bill to end the record-long 76-day partial government shutdown. House lawmakers passed the measure yesterday, more than a month after it was approved by the Senate. The bill funds almost every Homeland Security agency, including the TSA, FEMA, and Secret Service. But it does not provide money for ICE and parts of border protection. Republicans are working on a separate bill to fund those agencies without Democrat support.
Today marks 60 days since the start of the war with Iran. According to most interpretations, the War Powers Act says that Congress must authorize any extension beyond that deadline. But the administration says the clock stopped weeks ago.
It was 2 months ago on February 28th that the U.S. and Israeli forces launched massive strikes on Iran, killing its supreme leader and wreaking havoc on Iran's military. Under the 1973 War Powers Act, President Trump must either wind down the war or receive congressional approval to continue. But Congress is on recess until May 11th.
All right, the hearing is in order.
And now Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth says there's no deadline to meet at all.
We are in a ceasefire right now, which our understanding means the 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire. So they're not in. Yeah. It's our understanding, just so you know.
Okay, well, I do not believe the statute would support that.
Republicans yesterday blocked a sixth attempt from Senate Democrats to limit President Trump's authority to wage war on Iran. But Republican Senator Susan Collins joined with Democrats, writing, "The president's authority as commander-in-chief is not without limits. The Constitution gives Congress an essential role in decisions of war and peace," adding, "That deadline is not a suggestion, it is a requirement." Meanwhile, the price of war adding up. 13 American troops killed, more than 400 wounded, the Pentagon putting the price tag at $25 billion and climbing. But President Trump dismissing concerns.
We've already won, but I want to win by a bigger margin. I actually think it's very popular, what I'm doing. I can tell you worldwide, the world is thanking me.
From the Oval Office on Thursday, Trump again claiming Iran wants a deal to end the war.
They want to make a deal badly. We have a problem because nobody knows for sure who the leaders are.
But Tehran not backing down, vowing to maintain its tight grip on the strait. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard warning this morning of, quote, long and painful strikes on U.S. regional positions if attacked again. The Pentagon has said it will ask for $200 billion in supplemental funding for the campaign, but yesterday Hegseth denied the request would be that much. The Trump administration has proposed a $1.5 trillion budget for 2027, the most the Pentagon has ever requested. Hannah, Rena.
Lionel, thanks. King Charles is now in Bermuda after wrapping up his successful 4-day trip to the United States. The King and Queen Camilla saying goodbye to the Trumps at the White House before honoring the fallen at Arlington National Cemetery. President Trump honoring the King and Queen by dropping his 10% tariff on Scottish whiskey and calling them great people.
And there's a new statue now in London awaiting the King and Queen's return. Artist Banksy confirms he's behind the work depicting a man with his face covered by a flag about to step off his pedestal. It was installed early Wednesday. London's mayor says he hopes it can be preserved.
Time now for your Friday morning weather.
Good morning. A chilly start to May from the Central Plains all the way to the Northeast. Still watching good rains from Texas into the Carolinas with a stalled front. Pretty nice in the west. See a chilly start, just comfortably cool during the afternoon hours. That's the theme as we go into the weekend. Flood watches in Texas. Several inches of rain from San Antonio to Savannah through the weekend. You see the heavy rains across New Mexico and Texas this morning, extending across the Gulf Coast in the afternoon. Some showers will even get from D.C. to New York as we go through the late day and evening hours. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg. Have a great weekend.
Coming up, the sheriff just indicted on charges related to a jailbreak.
Also ahead, the moment a softball game turned into a melee with players and parents.
And later, we remember a country music legend. Back now with fallout from last year's jailbreak in New Orleans. 10 inmates running out, all were recaptured. The sheriff in charge of the jail now faces a 30-count indictment and accusations her poor management led to that escape. No comment from the sheriff, who is leaving office Monday.
A fierce crosstown rivalry spiraled into chaos on the diamond. Take a look at this. The game between teams from two Fresno high schools ending in this wild bench-clearing brawl. Parents rushed in to break it up. It's unclear what sparked the fight, but the players have less than 2 weeks to cool their tempers before their next matchup.
8 New York police officers are recovering from minor injuries after an explosion at a home early yesterday. Officials say the blast was intentional and was the result of a family dispute. ABC's Whit Johnson reports.
These NYPD officers are lucky to be alive. They were responding to a domestic violence call at an apartment in Queens when it exploded. It happened after a woman called 911 saying her estranged husband came to the home drunk and forced his way inside.
They said he threatened them with a knife and was carrying 2 garbage bags containing yellow canisters with contents unknown.
The woman, her daughter, and 3 grandchildren managing to escape the multifamily home. With an odor of natural gas in the air, cops using the woman's keys to unlock the apartment door when suddenly...
We got an explosion.
Officers jumping right back to their feet, racing to save anyone who may have been trapped inside.
Come here, come here. I can't breathe.
It was just a lot of commotion of yelling. I heard a blood-curdling scream.
Flames engulfed the house. Authorities say the suspect's body is believed to be under the rubble.
Last night's incident could have been a lot worse, and we are grateful that all the officers are going to be okay.
And officers had been called to that house for domestic violence issues multiple times over the past several years. Whit Johnson, ABC News, New York.
Whit, thanks. Coming up, the new recall involving tens of thousands of teddy bears.
Also ahead, the future of freight. A look inside this high-tech semi that drove hundreds of miles with no one inside, and why truckers are fighting back.
Take this job and shove it.
Back now with country singer-songwriter David Allan Coe with Take This Job and Shove It. He was a major part of the outlaw country movement during the 70s and 80s and wrote songs for Johnny Cash. He died Wednesday at 86 years old.
Build-A-Bear is recalling 36,000 stuffed toys. The company says its heartwarming Hugs weighted plush bear could pose a choking hazard. There were no reports of injuries, but they point to a side pouch that contains ceramic beads. Consumers should stop using the bears and return them for a refund.
A surge in mint and gum sales is linked to weight loss drugs. Some users of the popular GLP-1 drugs are experiencing so-called Ozempic breath, and they're trying to cover it up with mints and gum. One example, Hershey says sales of icebreakers were up nearly 10% in the past 3 months.
In a historic first, a freight truck successfully completed a 200-mile delivery without a driver. Now more driverless trucks may be on the way to a road near you, but not everyone's happy about it.
This morning, we've all heard about autonomous cars, but now there are autonomous trucks. Engage success. For the first time, a driverless commercial truck delivered freight, completing a 230-mile route from Houston to Dallas on time. This is time-lapse video of that drive with no one in the cab. The company, Bot Auto, argues autonomous trucks are the future. Since there are no drivers, they don't face fatigue or need brakes, reducing overall costs.
We go
where sometimes humans do not want to go. I-45 is very challenging. There's a lot of traffic.
Driverless trucks are only legal in some states. California is not one of them yet, but the DMV just gave the green light to test heavy-duty autonomous vehicles, including semi-trucks on California roads. This small trucking company owner supports the technology.
If you ask any truck company what their biggest problem is, it's usually the drivers, keeping them safe and keeping them out of accidents. With automated trucks, those things are easier to deal with.
The California Teamsters Union is against the move. They plan to continue pushing for good jobs and road safety, saying the DMV's decision to rush forward with driverless heavy-duty trucks is reckless.
Clearly, though, there's drawbacks. It definitely has the potential to improve goods movement, to lower costs of moving freight, but it's going to change our workforce.
Experts say these advancements mean driverless trucks could drive 24/7.
Truck company Aurora, based in California, estimates there could be 170,000 self-driving trucks on the road by 2035, representing 15% of the U.S. trucking market. Hannah, Rena.
All right, Andrea, thank you. Coming up, the Hollywood A-listers just added to the Walk of Fame.
Plus, tempers flare during the NBA playoffs as fights break out at 2 different games. It's time to check the pulse. We start with things getting heated in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, starting with my Knicks and the Hawks. The Knicks advanced to the next round after beating Atlanta last night and set a record for the largest halftime lead in playoff history. The Knicks had a 50-point lead when Atlanta's Dyson Daniels elbowed New York's Mitchell Robinson. That set everybody off. Both players were ejected. And that was not the only fight last night. A scuffle broke out during the game between the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves. And now to a big honor for 2 stars of The Devil Wears Prada 2, which hits theaters today.
Yeah, the day
after a long wait.
Right, a long wait. Too long, some might say. Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt receiving their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame together. So special. Yeah, they watched their plaques unveiled at a star-studded ceremony. Tucci, by the way, is married to Blunt's sister, so they're not even just co-stars, they're actually family.
Fun fact, I did not know that.
No, me neither. Okay, a homeowner came up with an extravagant way to help lost delivery drivers find his house.
Yeah, this is interesting. Take a look at this. He's using drones to flash bright directions into the sky above his home in a remote section of Central California, telling drivers where to go and thanking them afterward. He said he came up with the idea after drivers kept going to the wrong driveway. Pretty creative there.
Love it.
Love the smiley face too, so friendly.
Right.
Finally, a sheriff's deputy in Florida trying her best.
Yeah, she was trying to help a turtle, carrying it off a busy road and then laying it down in the tall grass there. Turtle was not having it though, going straight back across the road and eventually into the water. But hey, she tried.
She tried.
Top headlines next. Checking more top stories. 5 people are recovering from stab wounds after an attack at a high school in Tacoma, Washington. The suspect, a student, was also injured and is in custody facing first-degree assault charges. The school is closed today.
Camp Mystic in Texas will not open this year. 28 people, mostly campers, were killed last summer when it was hit by flash flooding. The family that runs the camp has pulled its application for a license amid opposition from victims' families and lawmakers.
The Archdiocese of New York has reportedly offered to pay $800 million to settle child sex abuse claims. Lawyers representing hundreds of people who say they were abused as minors tell the New York Times that each accuser could get $250,000.
Today's weather, some fog along the west coast and rain from the western plains across Texas and the rest of the southeast.
And finally, celebrating an employee who really deserves it.
Danny New with the story.
Happy birthday, Dad.
A surprise birthday party.
Happy birthday to you.
To celebrate a man who really loves his job.
I've met some wonderful people here that I'll never forget.
A few days out from his 90th birthday, Lawrence Santucci is believed to be the oldest TSA officer in the country. However, as one of his longtime coworkers puts it,
this is a man who is 90 years old and can probably outwork all of us.
Morning, ladies.
The Army veteran first joined California's John Wayne Airport back in 2008, but only after, as he tells KABC, first testing out his strength.
You have to be able to carry weights, right? 60 pounds. So I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I put 260 pounds. I was walking around Dick's Sporting Goods, right, with these weights.
Nearly 2 decades later, and Lawrence is still proudly serving travelers in Palm Springs.
How you doing, sir?
And tries instilling his positive attitude in his younger colleagues.
If you say good morning and they say, what's so good about it? You're here, son, right? Or miss, you're here, right? And it's going to be a beautiful day, and you're going to help people here. And that's our job.
Happy birthday to you.
So this week, those colleagues, as well as friends and family, gathered to honor this grandfather of 4.
My dad is so special. He always puts people first and our country first before himself.
But if you ask Lawrence,
my heart feels so good right now.
If he plans on retiring anytime soon?
What am I going to do if I retire? Sit down?
And guys, Lawrence may not have a retirement age in mind, but during his birthday speech, he revealed that his grandma lived to 101. So his biggest ambition, he says, is to get to 102.
Oh, looks like he's not slowing down anytime soon. So sweet to see how much his coworkers love him.
I know, and I just love his positivity. We all need a little bit of that in our lives.
Totally. That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great day.